Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve another SQL problem from LeetCode website. And the name of this problem is Gameplay Analysis 4. And today is our day 63 of 100 days of SQL challenge where I will be solving one question each day. And I hope you guys are also solving one question with me to practice SQL. And this is SQL 50 series and this is a medium level problem. So let us read this problem and try to solve this. So we have this activity table where I have four columns, that is player ID, device ID, event date and games played. Player ID, device ID and games played is of the data type integer and this event date is of the data type date. Player ID event date is the primary key combination of columns with unique values for this table. So this means that the player ID and the event date, the combination of the values of these two columns will be unique and it cannot be null as well. This table shows the activity of players of some games. Okay. Each row is a record of a player who logged in and played a number of games, possibly 0 before logging out on some day using some device. Okay. Now, we need to write a solution to report the fraction of players that logged in again on the day after the day they first logged in. Okay. Then we have to round it that to 2 decimal places. So in other words, you need to count the number of players that logged in for at least 2 consecutive days starting from their first login date, then divide the number by the total number of players that we have. So they have given us the input table as well. So here as you can see, if we see for this player ID 1, right, he first logged in on 1st of March and then he logged in on 2nd of March. So I need this one in the record because I need to find out the player who logged in basically 2 consecutive days. Okay. Now this player ID 2 have only one record, so I don't need this, right? And for this player ID, it has logged in first on 2nd of March and then this 3rd of July, right? Now, out of these three players, that is 1, 2 and 3, this one player have the logged in, basically have the consecutive days, right? So 1 by 3, it will be 0.33, the fraction will be 0.33, and they have given us the explanation as well. So only the player with ID 1 logged back in after the first day he had logged in. Okay, so first day he had logged in on 1st of March and then he had logged back after the first date. Okay, after the first day, so basically the 2nd of March, right? So that's why the answer is 1 by 3 is equals to 0.33. I hope you understand the question and let's try to solve this. Okay, so first I will try to find out the first logged in date by each player. Okay, so what I can say is I can say that from this activity table, I want to select this player ID so that I can find for each player ID the first day that they logged in, and then we have this event date. So if I take the minimum of event date group by player ID, I can find out the first date that they logged in by each player ID, right? So and let me give alias as first login, let's say first login. All right, and now I have to use group by this player ID, all right, and now let me run this. So this query will give you the by each player the first time date that the player logged in. So for first player ID, the first day that he logged in was 1st of March, and for this is the date, and for this is the date. All right. And now what I can do, I can store this table as a virtual table in a CT and join this virtual table with the this table, right? And what kind of join I will use, I can use the inner join. And what condition I should do is that the player ID should be same, right? The player ID should be same, and the difference between the event date should be 1, right? So let's try to so solve this. So I can say that with first login CT, with first login CT as, let's say, this, I can say that select from this activity table as, let's say, A, and then inner join this first login CT as F, on which condition, that the player ID, that this player ID of A dot should be equals to F dot player ID. And let me get everything for now, and let me show you this first. Alright, so this is the output that I am getting right now. Okay, so as you can see that for this, let me make it a little big. Okay, so this is the output that I am getting. And now for you, you can see that for this player ID 1, I am getting these two records, that is event date and the first login, right? All right, so now what we can do is, for this player ID 1, right, so we have the event date and we have the first login. So if we say that the date diff function we can use and see that if the number of days between these two dates is 1, then we can say 1, else we can say 0. And let me show you, then you people will understand it more, right? So I can say that case when date diff, and then first you have to provide the parameters. So let's say day, I want to calculate the number of days between these two dates, and the starting date is my first login, and then event date. Okay, event date. If this is equals to 1, then I can say 1, else I can say 0. And let me end this as well, and let me run this. Okay, so this is the output that I am getting. And now what I can do is, I can easily do the sum of this column that I have created by using case when, and what I will get, the sum of this column will be 1, and I can count the player ID distinct count, and then I can divide this by this to get the fraction, right? So let's do this. So I don't want anything here, I don't want everything, I want the only player ID. So let's say from this A table, so A dot player ID, right? And now here you want need to understand this thing, that if you do the count of this player ID, right, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but there are only 3 basically unique players. So I want 3, not 5. So let's for now let's leave it as it is, and here I am doing the sum so that you people can understand. So what now I will get the 5, and for this I will get the 1, and let me run. Okay, so now you can see that it is 5 and 1. Here I want 3, basically the unique. So what I can say is, we can say here use distinct, and now it will give you 3. Okay, now it is giving you 3 and 1. Now I have to divide 1 by 3. So let's remove this one from now, and let's say I want to divide this by this, and then I also want to give alias as this fraction, right? Now here the problem in MySQL server is that if I'm dividing the integer by integer, it will return the integer. So if I divide 1 by 3, the answer should be 0.33, but it will return the integer, so it will return 0. So let me do that and show you first, and then I can tell you what we can do to resolve this. Okay, now you can see that it is giving me 0, not 0.33. So what I can do is I can multiply this. So basically I can use this float, so 1.0, and now it will give me the float value. Alright, so now it is giving me 0.3333. So basically now I also have to do round. So because they have in the question tell that you have to round to 2 decimal places. So let me round this, go round, and then to 2 decimal places. Alright, and now let me run this. Yeah, so it gets accepted, and now let me just quickly submit this code as well, because if you are only running your code and it gets accepted, this doesn't mean that the code that you have write will meet all the will pass all the test cases. So it's always good to submit the code as well. So yeah, it gets accepted all as well, right? So guys, if you are liking my videos, please subscribe to the channel and like this video, comment as well if you don't understand anything, and please practice one SQL question each day. And thank you so much for watching this video.